Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We're going to have to do a little better. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to thank Susan for that kind introduction. I will tell you the reason that I was so excited that you all decided to come to Atlanta is because folks who care about this issue and who want to make progress on this issue, we get a little lonely, so we need a hug. So we appreciate you taking the time to come and join us. Since taking office in January 2010, my administration made a lot of tough but necessary decisions to strengthen the vitality of our city and create an environment where business can prosper and families can prosper, and young people can learn and grow into the next generation of leaders. Business in the city is growing rapidly. According to a 2012 study by Arizona State University, Atlanta ranks number 2 in job growth in the United States of America, trailing only Houston. I say all of this because I am pleased with what we have accomplished, with what we're doing well. But the reason that the private conversation that we had this morning was so terrific, because it highlighted an area where we need to make progress. And what I learned during this morning session is they're just terrific exemplars who can help Atlanta move forward faster on the important issue of immigration. Because candidly, folks, being forward-leaning on immigration is a little tougher in the South. We'll just put it that way and keep it like. Atlanta's success is tied to the talent engagement of all of its citizens. That's really why we're here today. We can no longer live in a world where certain communities are marginalized, where they're discriminated against, or where they have unreasonable barriers to accessing a quality education, getting a job, and certainly voting. Our country has always been a nation of immigrants. Throughout our nation's history, immigrants from around the world have kept our workforce vibrant and on the cutting edge, and they've helped to build the greatest economic engine that the world has ever known. And generations after generations of immigrants have come to this country because they believe that in America all things are possible. And if we don't continue to embrace immigration, we really do put that essential American ethic at risk. I believe all things are possible in America. That's why today I'm so pleased to announce that we will be joining Welcoming America's Welcoming Cities and Counties Initiative. It's a national program that is bringing together local governments from across the country to create immigrant-friendly communities. Now, everybody that knows me knows that I'm a fan of cities. So I believe that it's most appropriate that although most people feel that immigration is a federal issue, I think the lack of progress in Washington should energize us to do more in cities. Because in the United States, our largest metros account for 70% of our population and more than 70% of our GDP. So there's really no need for us to wait solely for what's going on in Washington. And we also need to stop using Washington to excuse our own behavior locally. We can take through this commitment, our city is recognizing the great untapped potential that exists within our community, looking for ways to keep people here in Atlanta by making government more accessible and inclusive, and using our unique role as a convener to bring together all the partners that play a role in creating a welcoming Atlanta. According to the latest census, Atlanta's total population exceeds the national average of immigrants. More than 13% of our citizens are immigrants now. Not many people know that. Metro Atlanta has the second fastest growing foreign-born population in the country, only after Baltimore. Our international community grew by almost 70% in the last decade alone. So there is no doubt that the city of Atlanta is an increasingly international city and an increasingly global city. Today's conversation is one that is critically important to me personally. because the welcome we extend to immigrants is absolutely vital to our city's ability to remain competitive and to maintain our reputation as a place that people want to visit, live, work, and do business in. We need to continue to maintain this trajectory as a global city that is open for business and that welcomes talent. Today, communities across America and around the world are in a race to the top to attract human and intellectual capital that will allow them to continue to thrive. Becoming a more welcoming place for immigrants gives us a leg up in that competition. It helps us retain talented people from all backgrounds. Working together to build a 21st century economy means making sure everyone who lives here feels welcome and included, no matter where they were born. Let's enjoy our lunch. Let's continue with our work, and hopefully you will be energized. That's the biggest thing that I've gotten out of this visit today. I'm energized. And when other folks want to engage in passing legislation that I think is bad for the state of Georgia, we need to make sure that folks on the other side of that issue who are rooting for immigrants in the city, the state, and America. And finally, you can't get tired. This isn't going to be easy. I know there's a great deal of frustration about immigration reform at the national level, but none of us can get tired. And if you do, when you sit down and rest a while, I hope you'll pull out Margaret Mead's wonderful quote that says, "Never doubt that a small, committed group of thoughtful citizens can change the world. In fact, it's really the only thing that ever has." That's what I see in you. Bless you all, and thank you for coming to our city.